What's going on, you guys? It's Mouth of the Mark. I'm Matthew Talon. That's Daniel John Schaefer. The pleasantries are done. We've been gone a little while. Please don't harp on us too much, but if you feel like you have to, go for it. Won't hurt our feelings too
Gotta do
much.
what you gotta do, man.
Yeah,
Somebody's got to take a
man.
vacation around here. We're working so hard. We're practically writing WWE storylines for them. We deserve a vacation, okay? We can take 2 weeks off. I don't want to hear any sass about it.
We were gone because we were at Raw. Yeah,
Hey, I did
that's
go
what
to
it
an
is.
NXT show during our sabbatical. I did go to NXT Live in Nashville, and it was probably the most fun I've ever had at a live wrestling show ever.
Yeah,
It
close
was it
enough.
was really awesome, and I had a really great time. I saw some friends from the music world there. It was really fun. Saw James Storm there. Um, it was a good time. But yeah, man, the show tonight, God, what a great show. Honestly, like I went into it kind of like with you, me. I know me and you both have been kind of emo about this state of wrestling over the past like month or so. But I mean, this show was. I went in with it kind of like expecting something to let me down, expecting something to not be as good as NXT Brooklyn. And so I would like go into this. I was like, well, this match isn't going to be as good as this or whatever. And every time I was like, oh, okay, well, it was pretty good, like. And so by the end of the show, I'm just like, damn, this whole show was just to me it was a great show.
I I thought for sure that Takeover Brooklyn was going to be my pay-per-view of the year. And now I'm not so sure. Like, it's still close. I'll probably tie them for first. But this takeover, if there's ever a way to one up Brooklyn, like this is either as close as it's gonna get, or this is how you do it. You know what I
Well,
mean?
okay, all right. It was a great show, but to me, it was just as good. It was just as good. But if I had to give the edge, I would still give it to Brooklyn because I do think that there were two separate little booking things that are okay. They're passable, but I feel like the booking at Brooklyn was perfect. You know what I mean? Like there were two little things in the show tonight that I thought it's like, well, it probably would have been smarter to put over Jordan and Gable here and go ahead and have the meltdown between Rhino and Corbin right now. I felt like that would have been smarter, and I felt the same thing about
Joe and Balor.
yes, I felt
I
like it.
knew I knew that was gonna be your two things. I
Yeah,
fucking knew it. I
yeah,
fucking knew it.
yeah. And honestly, man, I know now. Like, if you watch Balor's entrance, dude, he never like when he's babyface, he always goes out and does the little too sweet thing to everybody or whatever, the
It's
NWO, the
gonna it's
Turkish
gonna be
wolf,
Balor
whatever.
that heel turns.
Yeah, it's gonna be him, and I think he's just gonna sell this knee thing and then just beat the hell out of Joe and act like he was paranoid. He's like, you were talking about my title, and like, and then the Balor Club, they're obviously behind that. They're obviously launching this huge line of merch and like branding the Balor Club, so they're gonna do a faction in NXT, which is gonna be badass. I feel like James Storm is probably gonna be one of the guys they put in with him, which would make sense. He could work.
I
Or have
heard
a guy
that.
against him, honestly. It could, or Joe could eventually go heel. I think Joe's destined to go heel eventually, but I do think Joe is going to go to the main roster babyface. We'll see.
I heard that James Storm, on a note, because he was at Full Sail, I heard that Storm is going to be pulled in as an agent, not as a talent. I don't know how true that is, but I heard the rumor out there, and I know somebody mentioned it on our little wrestling group we've got on Facebook, but I saw that on a couple of dirt sheets too, that he's going to be pulled in as a road agent, not as a talent. I hope that's wrong because like I really want to see James Storm wrestle in NXT. There's so many talent that
Well, I mean, James he's got to be late 30s because I'm 31 and he's at least, yeah, he's got to be 36, at least 36. Now, I'm not saying that's old. I mean, you could at least, like, I think what they'll probably do is they'll probably bring him in as an agent. I honestly don't think James Storm is going to end up ever getting to the main roster. I mean, he might. I could be completely off on this. We could be totally wrong. I think that if that is the case, let's say this. If that's the case, they're going to give him some kind of TV time and a few matches on NXT for sure. Like, there's no way you look kind of like the way they did with the New Age Outlaws when they made them road agents. They gave them a run for like what was it, 2 months, and it was a good little pop, good little run. They made some money. It was good. It was good business what they did. I feel like they do something like that with James Storm. You know what I mean? Like bring him in, have him work a heel Balor, do like a build up in one takeover, and then he's gone. He becomes an agent. You know what I mean? But it only builds up Finn's championship. It makes him look good. He got his time in NXT. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it would be a disservice to some of the younger talent if they don't get to work with Storm, because Storm's one of those guys where he's just good. And
Yeah,
and
man,
there's
he got good. I've seen that dude at his greenest when he was not good at all, and he has definitely busted his ass, man. Like more than paid his dues, and he's a phenomenal worker, and he definitely deserves a deal. Definitely deserves to be in any kind of position with the biggest company in the world in pro wrestling.
Yeah, for sure. But that aside from James Storm, let's get to Takeover. Uh, my first thing that I noticed, Tyler Breeze did not open this event. I popped for Tyler Breeze not being a curtain jerker. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. I mean, I honestly thought he could have gone over in that one too. But
well,
that was nitpicking to me because honestly, the match was so good, it didn't really matter who went
yeah,
over.
it was the best cruise match we've seen too, as far as
Yeah.
time and quality. It
Yes.
was it was the best one.
Yes.
But so the first match was they started off big too, man. They started off with
Balor.
oh yeah, they start off with Balor and Joe, and good God, I cannot remember Dawson and
Wilder.
Wilder. There we go. See, I can never remember the other
Love
guy.
them, dude. I love them. I
They're a
love that
great
team. I really do.
they're a great tag
Their
team, dude.
finish is awesome. That like 3D, but it's like a code breaker instead of a cutter. It's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal finish, man. Love
It's
it.
an it's an indie finish. It's they oh who does that? Oh man.
No, I
There's a
mean I know
team.
I've seen it before. I'm just saying it's a
Yeah, no,
great finish.
it is a great finish. I'm just trying to think. There's a team in Pro Wrestling Gorilla that used to use it. Oh my God. And I know it's not Bobby Fish and them. They don't do that. Um, damn it, that's gonna bug me, but I don't know off the top of my head. Anyway, it is a cool finish. I agree with Balor and them going to the finals with them
Yeah,
winning.
that
Uh,
makes sense to me.
yeah, Balor selling the knee. I like that because it kind of gave. I thought they were gonna do the turn. So I was like, okay, cool.
Oh
He's
no,
selling
I
it.
didn't think they were going to do the turn until the finals. I mean,
No,
I
no, no.
agree
That's what
with
I'm
them
saying.
going
Like,
over in this match.
right, right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, the knee injury set up the turn.
Yeah, to me, that's
Like,
why I was like, man, they
right,
played this so well. I was like, you know,
right. So that's like that first match. First off, all four guys worked great. Dawson and Wilder looked fantastic as
yes,
far as the heel team. Everything Edge and Christian has said about them on Austin's podcast and in some other small media interviews lately, it's all spot on. They're cutting off the ring. They're working like a true heel tag team of the
yes,
90s and like early
yes,
2000s.
yes,
You
an
know,
old school classic, like the last, like, dude, I feel like they need to come up with a better name than Dawson and Wilder, and I feel like they need to be like, like the last something. You know what I mean? Like the last. I don't know, but like they need to have some kind of like throwback feel to them. I love those like those windbreaker jackets they wear. They wear them just like Tully and Arn back in the day, the Brainbusters. Um, I mean,
yeah. No, I agree. Balor looked good. Joe looked good. They all got their time in. Everybody sold really well too. I
hmm,
thought in that
yeah,
one.
good
So
work.
that match was great for me. Just so we're clear here, I've pretty much given every match tonight an A. Like this was one of those shows
This
where
was an A minus for me, but yeah, A minus.
so and then did they go straight into the other tag match after that, or did we
Straight
get
into
the
the tag.
yeah, it was straight into the other tag. That's right. They did both. So we got Jason Jordan and Chad Gable against Rhino
Dude,
and Baron Corbin.
over
How
and
over is Gable?
however,
Oh
are
my
both
God.
of them, dude. Honestly, Jordan got some chance tonight too, and he's surprising me. Like at first I was like, man, this is just a launching pad for Gable. That's all this tag team is. But dude, Jordan has really stepped up his game, and they're turning into like a good tag team. I was really surprised that Blake and Murphy didn't like do
Go further.
something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I was really surprised that the Vaudevillains weren't on the show at all. I was really surprised that it was only a 2 hour show, honestly. I guess because it's a Wednesday night takeover, but I just felt like they would have at least had maybe their rematch. They could have given him even if they only gave him like 10 minutes, shave like
Well, they
two
already.
minutes off every match. I feel like that would have made sense. But or even put it on our pre-show. It was weird to have a tag team classic and not have the tag champions or your only other really established tag team, which would be the BAM, the Blake Alexa Murphy deal or whatever.
Well, but they already did the rematch. They did the rematch last week on NXT
Yeah, but I
when,
mean, but you know
right,
what I mean, like a
yeah,
rubber match or whatever.
right. So, and I agree, it's weird that they were off, but I mean, and what was even worse was the Vaudevillains lost on a house show. Like they didn't even lose on an NXT show. They got kicked out of the tournament on a house show
Yeah.
that they like showed a
But it's
clip
actually
of.
smarter that way, you know,
Well,
because
because
it's a
your
tag
tag
team.
team champs don't lose heat. Like they
Yeah,
don't lose any steam.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, I agree with it. It's just it's kind of weird. You do a tag team classic, and your tag team champs don't win it. But I mean, that's predictable right there. So, you know, I think they made the best out of a situation that they really could have put themselves in a corner with. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Uh, Best part of this match. I really wish that Jordan and Gable would have gone over in this match, but that's just because I like them so much. Like the whole face heel dynamic thing, I get that. That works great, no problem. But
But
oh
they're
my
but
god.
they're both babyface now, though. Like it's official.
Oh
You're a
yeah.
babyface tag team. Like,
But that's what I'm saying. No, no, no. No, what I meant is with Corbin and Rhino winning,
oh,
it
okay,
makes
yeah,
a heel versus face tag team. No, Gable, Gable and Jordan are like clearly faces. They straight up sang Kurt Angle's theme song with Gable's name
yeah,
twice tonight.
yeah,
And I popped so hard. And I almost texted you and I went, this is the reason WWE did not rehire Kurt Angle because they have this guy.
yeah. But at the same
And
time, dude, could you imagine like
could you imagine? Could
A
you imagine a
Gable Angle
recreation?
match?
Wait, no, 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 no. They already look like world's greatest tag team. Could you imagine a new team Angle?
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
That way,
and then
Could only work part time, and he could just
yep,
talk. Oh my god, that'd be
yep.
so good. That'd be
Talk.
so good on the main roster. Oh my god,
He
that'd be so good.
he talks. He comes in for a main title run, whether it's win or just chase as a babyface, and then your world's greatest tag team, which is Jordan and Gable, runs the tag titles, and that's your heater. Even if they're heel, that's your heater, or if they're face, that's your momentum, that's your steam that keeps Angle up
Dude, you know
whenever
what would
he's
be the
not
best
on.
though? Ultimate fantasy booking here. I know it's a rabbit hole, but the best would be if, because Cena's going away for 5 weeks, if Kofi or Woods won the US title and then they bring that, like the team Angle, Kurt Angle going for like Woods, you know what I mean? And then like the tag team of like New Day, Kofi and Biggie against Jordan and Gable, that would be so sick.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I mean, I would like anything they do, man. I'm really high on this tag team. I've been high on them since
Yeah.
I
Oh
mean
yeah, great
forever,
team, dude.
forever.
Gable is
You know,
phenomenal. I mean,
but
he's gonna be.
I mean, Jordan came out of the gate too,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Like
man.
the
I
guy,
mean, can't say enough.
yeah, I mean, the guy's athletic as fuck. I mean, just they're both crazy good. I mean, from Jordan doing like a fucking like tilt a whirl, land on his feet thing in the very beginning, and then
Yeah.
and Gable dead man German
Oh
Baron
my,
Corbin.
Baron Corbin too, dude. It's not like it was like Aiden English. You know what I mean? Like it
Right,
wasn't like
right,
even like one of it wasn't even like it was Murphy or Blake or Enzo. Like it was Baron Corbin, dude. Like
right.
that's
And to be fair, Neville's done that, but like the biggest guy he's done it to is Barrett, and Barrett's a big dude, but Corbin's bigger.
I
If I
feel like
remember.
no, dude, I think Neville's done it to Sheamus, and that's pretty big too.
Okay, that's pretty big too. So that's
That's
pretty
bigger than
close.
Corbin, actually. I'm pretty sure.
Is Sheamus bigger than Corbin? I don't know. I know Corbin's a big dude in NXT, but I also know that NXT is technically like a independent place where there's a bunch of small guys.
Yeah,
So like, um, but that match, I gave that match an A plus, and the crowd really helped get it to an A plus because the ring work from the heels was okay, uh, but the babyface work was fantastic.
yeah.
So
I mean,
plus
I thought it was
the
good
finish was
overall.
the finishing sequence was really good in this match. Like that finishing sequence where when Rhino hit Jordan with the
Yeah,
belly to belly and then
yeah,
Jordan went for it but took a gore, like that was kind of cool. That kind of cool to, like even that, like even the side part of that sequence told a story. So like I like that kind of stuff where you're like, oh, that makes sense that he went to do that. So okay, cool, I can follow along with this. And yeah, that wicked ass fucking end of days that Corbin
Oh
did to
my
Gable
God.
It was so crazy.
Sick, man. It was sick, dude. I mean, the match was great. The work was phenomenal. And like, especially, like us being super hard marks and like, you training and me, like having my cup of coffee or whatever. It's like we knowing how detailed that end sequence was, like how much they had to like get that on point. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like a succession of a few moves, like 5 moves of doom type thing. It's like that's a shitload like to pack into like that one little thing and do it well without making it feel rushed or making it drag or like
Yeah,
having
and
the
it was
timing
timed perfect.
perfect and but also letting the crowd feel every spot and not rushing it. Like that was very well done. To me, that match got an A. Yeah, an A.
Yep, yep. So after that match, oh man, was that Apollo Crews and Tyler Breeze, or was it? Did they go to Dana Brooke? No, they did. They did Dana Brooke and Asuka, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My nitpick of this match is Dana Brooke. I'm done. Go ahead. Have fun.
Okay. All right, here we go. All right. So
But
I
wait,
literally
wait,
wrote
wait.
down.
Before you start, be gentle. This is Asuka's debut. You can tear Dana all you want.
Yeah. Okay.
Be
No,
gentle.
that's what I was saying. Like to start this off, I want to do this a little delicately. Everyone knows. I feel like if you're watching this, then I assume you've seen more than one show. If not, then there are two things that I hate about pro wrestling. One of them is Ryback, and the other one is Dana Brooke. Those two are almost one and the same to me. It's like how the Divas division is pretty much the whole women's revolution or whatever, Divas revolution has pretty much started in NXT with the workers that are coming up, and so it's like in NXT, the girls are the focus now. I mean, we just look at the main event we had right now, and it's awesome. It is the best women's wrestling I've ever seen in my life. Spare a few matches between Trish and Lita. Um, I feel like Dana Brooke is the Ryback of the NXT roster because of that, because she's put in this upper mid card level and she sucks so bad. Like now, the same thing with Ryback. A few months ago, we saw Ryback versus Wyatt, and he had a good match. Wyatt carried the guy. He had a good match. Didn't he work Owens too, or maybe was it Cesaro? I can't remember. It was Owens, right? Did he work?
Owens.
Yeah, and Owens carried him to a good match. Like Dana Brooke, I gotta give her her due. Like she didn't botch anything. She kept up with Kana's speed. She kept up with the spots without ruining anything. She is a little green on her offense, but I feel like because okay, Kana has the Japanese style where she's really stiff and really good. She's a solid worker. That's not debatable. She's one of the best in the world. Period. Now Dana is just really green, so naturally she's stiff. So I feel like now, not because Dana's a good worker, but because of how good Kana or Asuka is, or whatever her name is now. Kana, I'm gonna call her Kana forever, but Kana, she is, because of how her high work rate and because she could carry a broom, it makes Dana's greenness look like the strong style. So to me, the fact that Kana carried Dana Brooke to not only a good match, but a really good match to me is bar none super impressive. Like it would that to me gave the whole match a B minus. And for me to give a Dana Brooke match a B minus is like it's insane. It's insane. Like
He's
I
on
can't
some
fathom
good
that.
stuff. He's on some good stuff tonight, people.
Dude, I gave it a B minus.
I I mean I gave it a B plus, and the reason I gave it a B plus is because of the story it told. Asuka is a very dangerous Japanese style wrestler. And I mean, they told that story through the whole thing. She showcased how quick she was, how strong she was, and how methodical she was. Which means I don't think she's going to stay babyface.
No, I don't
But
either. I enjoyed everything she did. What I'm saying is I'm actually giving props to Brooke because she really did kind of hold up her end of the match tonight.
whether I'll say whether that was by accident or
Yes,
by,
exactly.
right,
Exactly.
right.
That's what yes, exactly.
Yeah, right. I agree. I agree. Uh, I just gave it a little higher of a grade because I really hope that they strike while the furnace is still hot with Asuka because
Yeah.
I think that which we'll talk about the main event. But if you don't do one thing, then you turn her heel, like you turn Asuka heel, and then you have Asuka versus Bailey, and that's going to be great.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
so that's that. And then after that, we had Apollo Crews versus Tyler Breeze, if I
And
recall.
they showed
Nia Jax is coming next week, I believe, is what they showed too. As your face freezes very goofily on my screen. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look at the corner over there, you'll see Daniel's face, frozen in a comedic position. Enjoy. Now, while he's frozen, he's trying to catch up. He might leave, he might come back. I don't know. But what he was going to say was that they did a Nia Jax promo, and she's going to be debuting next week, which they've promoted this woman with the same package for the last 2 months, 3 months. I really thought they were going to bring her in tonight. I was surprised they didn't, but they didn't. I'm excited to see what she does because I'm pretty sure Nia Jax is The Rock's cousin, and I'm hoping that she comes in like a freaking fireball because if they take the Roman Reigns approach, then we gonna have some trouble with this girl, especially with NXT being a kind of like a indie in-house home crowd kind of thing. That's gonna suck. After that, we had Tyler Breeze and Apollo Crews, to which Daniel has disappeared from the monitor. Okay, he might be reloading. Apollo Crews versus Tyler Breeze. Guys, I have to tell you, this match is probably the best Apollo Crews match we've seen in NXT. And the reason for that is because, well, I mean, Tyler Breeze is fantastic. Let's be clear there. But this match had time. This match had selling by Apollo. It had offense. Breeze was great. Apollo was great. They told a really good story. It just kind of showed that, Breeze was the veteran. He scouts his opponents. Uh, Apollo did this new finisher. It was freaking cool. It started from like an almost like a back body drop position, lifted up for an atomic drop, spun around into a power bomb. It's a really it's a spin out power bomb, but I'm so used to seeing Cena do the bastardized version of the spin out power bomb that I don't want to call it a spin out power bomb. It was a fucking well, screw it. It's a spin out power bomb. Uh, you know, I gave that match probably a B plus as well, and I guess the reason is because there was no real story. It was just Breeze being frustrated. Um, you know, Apollo's like, "Hey, look, I'm excited. We have a match. Woohoo! I'm gonna show you guys why I'm the best." Yeah, you know. I gave it a B. I wish Breeze kind of would have won, but it looks like they're doing the undefeated thing with Apollo Crews, um, which is fine. Which is fine. Please don't think that I don't like Uha Nation and/or Apollo Crews. I like him very much. If my best friend found out that I don't like Apollo Crews, he'd skin me alive, and that'd be fairly easy considering we work together. So, after that, they did the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. And guys, y'all need to watch this match. It's good lord, I just had a brain fart. Anyway, it's Samoa Joe and Finn Balor versus Rhino and Baron Corbin. And guys, this match was fantastic. The only thing that both Daniel and I did not like about this match was that they did not have a heel turn for either Balor or Joe. Now, Daniel and I are both under the impression now that Balor is going to be the one that turns. They're going to do the Balor Club and all that. I actually kind of hope they turn Cesaro heel and maybe eventually turn Neville heel and kind of do that. Kind of have NXT Takeover in Brooklyn come full circle, where you showed the little shot of the limo, the SUV, where the three of them were together. That'd be cool. But if they use NXT people, that'd be cool too. Yeah, that match there, that tag match was great, guys. Balor and Joe worked great as baby faces together. Balor sold the injury really well. Rhino and Corbin worked great as heels. Another match where the end sequence was really good, guys. Uh, you know, fantastic sequence, fantastic timing by all four guys. Um, I, I can't talk it up enough, and I'm about to talk up another match even more. I'm just trying to wait a minute for that because I'm hoping that Daniel comes back because I know that he is going to have a lot to say about this tag team match. And I know I'm going to annoy you guys, but I'm going to check my phone because I believe that Daniel messaged me on Facebook. Looks like he is going to be resetting his router. So it looks like we're going to be a minute. But while we're waiting for him, we'll just get his thoughts after. Guys, how can I put this? If you guys liked NXT Brooklyn, Bailey versus Sasha, and you haven't watched Takeover Respect for some reason, if you're watching this review to get results like quick, you need to go watch this match. And you need to pause this video and you need to go now. Then come back. It's okay. I'll be here and I'll wait. Hey, here, I'll pause for the benefit of those with flash photography. Hey, look, dang, it's back. I don't have to pause at all.
Yeah, it was terrible. I had to end up going onto my phone because my laptop's just being weird.
Oh, well, that's garbage. And it's not auto switch. It's not auto switching to you. So I guess I'm gonna have to click whenever you talk. That is terrible. Our poor viewers, they'll know that I'm under the duress of navigating by mouse click. Oh Lord,
Yeah,
now
I'm
you
gonna do it.
turn. Wait, what now?
Am I all sideways now? Is that a problem?
You're good. You're good. It inverted.
Okay.
That would have been hilarious though if you would have turned it and you just went completely to the side. That'd been pretty funny.
So where were we?
Well, I covered the Apollo Crews and Tyler Breeze match, which we can get your opinion on. I stalled for time most expertly while rambling.
Well
For
played.
because
Well played.
well, because I wanted to save the Sasha Banks and Bailey match, man. I know we got a lot to say about that one, so
Yeah,
I
for sure.
definitely I definitely wanted to wait for that. But since you're back, what did you think overall about the Tyler Breeze and Apollo Crews match?
I thought the false finishes were great. I thought the work rate was really good. I thought that the match itself was good. I personally, again, would have probably given the edge to Breeze. I would have put Breeze over here. I feel like it could have turned into a long-term feud with them. Hopefully it will, but I still feel like, you know, I feel like they are doing the long-term thing with them, and I think it would have been smarter to put him over in this instance. But
What are you gonna do, man? I mean, the booking is
I'm
the
just a
booking.
mark, so what do I know? Didn't make or break the situation.
Yeah, no, I was the same way. And actually, before you got back, I said the same thing. I said the only thing that I would have liked is if Breeze maybe would have went over. I'm tired of seeing him losing at takeovers. Which actually, did he win? He won last. Did he win it? No, he lost at Brooklyn, didn't he?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Yep,
Who did he
pretty
win?
sure he's still on this. Don't make me lie to
We're
you.
terrible. We're terrible, Marks.
It's been 2 months. I've slept since then, and
That's true.
nah, plus I've watched horrible Raws for the last month. Like, God, there's just some things that scar your memory, people.
I don't know,
And
Missy. I don't know. We'll talk about that a little at the end, but
yeah, yeah. Well, whatever. You'll rope me into it. So anyway, Sasha Banks and Bailey, 30 minutes, Iron Woman match. My biggest pet peeve of this whole match is that not once did they call it Iron Woman. Every WWE personnel called it a 30-minute Iron Man match. This is a Divas Revolution, people. Call it an Iron Woman match. Be about the equality. Be the change. Now, that being said, I'm going to let you dissect this match because I feel like it's something that you want to do. So, I will click on your little picture here, and you can have at it, brother.
well, you did cover the. Did you cover the
Nia
final?
Jax?
No, the finals. The
Oh, I did. I did cover the finals. The only thing I didn't cover was the trophy presentation.
Okay. I really felt like they should have done the heel turn there. I feel like, especially the way they set up that injury, it made so much sense, and then they didn't do it. I mean, again, it's nitpicking. The match was really good, and them going over. You know, I like that better than the alternative. But again, I thought Jordan and Gable really should have probably won the whole thing to me, or Dash and Wilder, honestly. But I get it. I get that you have, 4 big, NXT individual stars in that program, so it makes sense. But, that's just my nitpicking. But overall, the match was good. As far as the Bailey and Sasha match goes, this was definitely one that I went in kind of with like, with my arms folded, like impress me because I was, I went into it thinking there's no way that this match can hold up to the takeover match. And I still probably would give the edge to the takeover match, but this was just as good, just in a different way. It was back and forth the whole match. The chain wrestling in the beginning was great. The finish spots they did was great. I wouldn't have booked this any differently. I thought both women did a phenomenal job. The Iron Woman thing didn't really bother me. I mean, Iron Man is just a term. Like, it's not, like, I mean, there's man and woman, you know what I mean? It's not like there's not man in that too, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like dudes get too much credit for the manly stuff, and it's like, it's kind of like the United States calling ourselves America, even though Canada and Mexico and all those places are actually still America. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not the United States. You know what I mean? I don't know. But either way, I thought the match was phenomenal.
Yeah, I definitely thought that this answered it definitely answered last takeovers match. And I'm with you where like I don't think it surpassed it, but it's there. Like it's right there on top. Like they're both ones. You know what I mean? It's not just like 1 and 2 like clean cut. They're pretty much tied for first. Um, and the reason for that is, I kind of liked that they really blurred the line with that crowd between babyface and heel. You had Bailey working the hand, which was, kind of a heel thing. It wasn't too overly heel, but, kind of just revenge for last takeover. You had Sasha working heel too, but even she was getting babyface pops. So I think with that crowd, both of them working both, they were both working really, tweener. So I really liked that the booking that both girls played. I was a little sad that the at the end they didn't do the 4 horsewomen again, but I get it. That was Sasha's goodbye, and I think it's going to be Bailey, Emma, Dana, Asuka, and then the rest of the girls are going to be on the main roster. Hopefully Nia Jax does well, and that'll be another person that'll be, uh, a good contender.
I
Yeah,
got a
and
bad
see,
feeling.
see,
I got a bad feeling she's gonna be Tamina part 2, man. I got a really
See, I
bad
made that
feeling.
face. I made that face too. Like I literally said, I hope it doesn't do like the Roman Reigns approach. It's The Rock's cousin, but don't do the Roman Reigns or the Tamina approach where like you're mailing it in and you're either half horrible or just completely unwatchable. Like I don't want that, man. We've already got one Tamina, and I don't hate Tamina. I'm just not a fan of her work. Like she's clearly the worst. See, I don't know. She's in the worst 5 of the women in wrestling. There, I'll do that because
Yeah.
I
Oh
can
yeah.
name. I can name
She's in the
3. I can
bottom.
name 3 that are worse.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, I agree, man.
so overall, Takeover was fantastic, guys. I mean, like I said, if you guys haven't watched Takeover yet, if y'all watch this, because I know we got a couple people that watch this because they can't watch shows like they work or they just don't watch. They don't have the network or something, which is silly. Go get the network, people. I'm plugging Vince
Yeah.
to where he can
Come
pay
on.
me.
Dude, it's so dumb. Even if you're like an old school Mark and you're like, oh, I only watch Ring of Honor and it's not the same anymore, dude. It's worth $10 a month to go back and watch the stuff that you loved. You know what I mean? Like, even if it was just an archive, like WWE archives for $9.99 a month, I would totally pay for it. Like, I mean, you got to get it, man. If you call yourself a wrestling fan and you don't have the network, you're not really a wrestling fan. You're a casual.
Filthy casuals. Filthy casuals. All right, there. That's my that's my enforcement for the day. But you guys really need to go watch this takeover. More so than I won't say more so than Brooklyn, but you definitely need to watch this takeover. It was definitely worth it. This is the first actual wrestling show that I think I've given every match a passing grade since the last takeover. And I think we even rated a couple of matches on the last takeover fairly low.
Yeah.
Like low C's. Like I'm pretty sure which a C is very low for NXT. I'm pretty sure we've given a takeover match a low C before. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So this is probably the best. Our ratings. This is probably the best match ratings that we've given for an NXT show. So go watch. Go on. Go do it. So we'll be here waiting. So pause. Go on, and then when you're done, come on back because Daniel and I are going to have a little conversation about Monday Night Raw. Because Daniel wants to rope me in talking about Monday Night Raw here. So Daniel, I've been completely disinterested with Monday Night Raw, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I didn't watch Raw for 2 weeks. I watched last week though. I watched Monday. This week. I watched this week's Raw.
You did?
And
okay. All right.
I did, and all I have to say is meh.
It's really not that bad, man. All right, look, it's not great. I'm not saying that it's not great, but I really feel like it's been worse that we've covered. There have been worse Raws that we've covered. It's weird. I feel like it's weird for you to drop out now. It's like, dude, we have covered way shittier months of wrestling and way worse Raws than the ones that we've really had in the past few months. I, for one, I'm not too. It's like I feel split because I'm entertained by the split personality of Kane. At the same time, though, it's like I get that it's a little insulting to the intelligence, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. Now I watch WWE, and it's like that's like sports entertainment, the male soap opera, the mostly flash, and some great matches here and there. Like that's what WWE is. Whereas NXT is all really great work, and every now and then you're gonna get a super stellar storyline. Like it's kind of like the reverse negative of each. So it's like I prefer NXT. I feel like you and I both do, but I really feel like these past few Raws have been great. New Day is on a tear, dude. They're main event now. They are the top of the line right now. Really, you know what I mean? I mean this whole thing they got going on with Cena is really great for them. I've heard through the grapevine, and it makes sense to have Cena drop the title to either Ziggler or Rusev on maybe even just an open challenge out of nowhere. It would make sense, especially with the way they kind of set up that whole, Summer Rae, Rusev, like, I'll marry you when I have gold around my waist. And we all know that Cena's leaving soon. It could be kind of an out of the blue open challenge, and then he loses and he's gone type thing. But I think it's probably either going to be Ziggler or one of the New Day guys, with Rusev kind of being the dark horse there. But that gets the U.S. title. I would, even though I love Ziggy, I would kind of hope that it would be Woods or even Kingston, and have Woods just start defending the tag titles with Big E. I feel like it would just be smarter to put a secondary main, singles title on them and have them have the tag titles. They're just so hot right now, and New Day is the highlight of the show in that way. So I like that about Raw.
There are two things that are saving Monday Night Raw for me. New Day is one of them. And 7 months ago, I would have slapped myself for saying this sentence. Dude, Roman Reigns and the Wyatts, I am very interested in that. And here's why. I know that Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt is on its way to an end, because I know they have to have some type of plan for Roman Reigns going towards Royal Rumble after Survivor Series and towards Mania, because I don't think they're not going to have him in the main event picture again. I think it's too early for a Shield triple threat, but I think they're going to do something with Roman in the main event scheme of things. Now, here's why I'm excited. Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. Viper, versus Wyatt. I'm sorry, but I like that idea because I haven't seen it. It's something I haven't seen, and it interests me, which
Yeah,
is weird
yeah,
because 6 months ago I'd have called it stale and boring because of Randy Orton, but Orton looks on fire lately. And it's not like he's doing anything overly different. It's just he's doing it with more energy. Like he's
yeah.
he's really throwing it out there.
Yeah, he's peaks and valleys, man. I mean, it's like his character stays the same, but he's peaks and valleys. You can just tell by his delivery that it's like, sometimes he really goes for it, and sometimes he's just kind of lackadaisical about it. There have been some other guys throughout history that you kind of say the same thing about, but I think that he is on a tear right now. I agree. I'd be kind of interested in that. But maybe it's because I never stopped watching Raw and I haven't missed one. I've kept taking notes every time just in case. That I feel like, I don't know. I'm still not really invested in the Wyatt and Reigns and that whole angle right now. And I think that I think they're going to cut it off really at Hell in a Cell. I think that's it. I think they're done. I think that's the end of the
It would make sense. I mean, they're going to do it. They're going to fight in a cell, from what I heard. They're going in a cell.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, the cell is a feud in
By the way,
there.
that's three Hell in a Cell matches then.
I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna go crazy, dude. I think they're gonna have more cell matches on this pay-per-view than we've had in the last year, like ever. Like,
oh yeah.
I'm thinking that we're gonna have like maybe 4 cell matches. So like, because they're gonna have Taker and Lesnar.
Yeah.
Kane. They're gonna have Kane and Rollins.
Yeah. Which is going to be a stellar match, by the way.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited for it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna have Wyatt and Reigns. And I really think they're gonna have one more. I think they're gonna go for 4. I really think they are. The only question is what are they gonna do? I don't think they're gonna put like Ryback and Owens in a cell. I don't think they're gonna put either of the mid cards in a cell. But then if they don't, like, what else is important? Like
New Day and Dudley's.
Maybe, like, and that was my next thought. Like, maybe
They couldn't do that because they would have to put it. They would already have to do the third guy. They would already have to bring somebody out.
Well, yeah. Unless
you can't have 3-on-2 in a cell, man. That's not.
I think they would do the cell to lock out the third. I think they would neutralize the third with the cell. It just sounds like some piss poor booking decision that they would do. Like,
I don't think that.
Well, wait. When the fuck did you become the optimist?
I just don't think they're going to do it, man. I really do think that I really do think that they're on an upswing. I think that they know that they're in a valley, and they're really doing everything that they can to get themselves back out of this shitty lull that they've been in creative. I mean, Cena's leaving soon, so he's going to drop the title again, which is good news. Owens is the IC champ. Wyatt and Reigns is ending, which is positive for both of them. This whole Kane thing is revitalized. He's interesting. He's doing some of the best mic work ever for him. Character work, acting. He looks like he's in phenomenal shape. So I think that he's going to be able to carry a 20-minute main event. Obviously with Rollins, who's the best in the business, period, right now. I think that it's going to be really good. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, man. Wait, who is Cena? Wait, it might be Cena and the Dudleys versus New Day in a cell.
That'd be interesting. Do you think but if they did that, then they would have to have Cena lose the title before
to one of the New Day.
Right before.
No,
so
not at all.
You think? Well, depends on when he's leaving, because they could have him lose it like the night after, like he's banged up from the cell.
After.
Yeah.
Leading
that would make sense.
Survivor Series, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. But then, I feel like Cena's got enough pull where it's gonna be Big E, dude. I really think it's gonna be Big E.
That's okay, dude. Kingston and Woods as a team would be phenomenal too.
And see, that's the thing. The U.S. title, if you model it like they modeled the Shield, you put it on Woods. Woods doesn't wrestle as much, just like Ambrose didn't wrestle as much. So the title is involved with a main event faction, but it's not defended all the time like Cena does it. So Woods would be a smart choice in terms of protecting the title and protecting the character. So
and it would be great because he could come out, cut the promos, and do like a Woods Open challenge, and always like lose, but it would be by DQ or count out or like interference from New Day. You know what I'm saying? Like try to rip off.
literally, I'd say literally open the match, the bell rings, New Day rushes. That is how you do it. Like just cheap ass heat the whole way.
Yes, and that would be so good though.
Yeah, like I think that's the only way you would do it. I don't know, man. I'm in an in between. Like I'm still watching NXT. I'm just at an in between with Raw, and maybe it's mostly because of football season because I have other stuff to watch.
Yeah.
You know, which is weird because
it really does. I mean, I normally watch Raw on Hulu the next day. Like that's normally how I watch Raw now because of football.
Well, what's weird is like growing up, I didn't give a shit. Like I didn't give a shit about football. Like it's just been the last 2 or 3 years that I've really started watching Monday Night Football, which is saying something because I mean we've gone through some bad wrestling years, like some bad wrestling years, and I've stuck through watching Monday Night Raw instead of football. These last 2 years, I'm like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna watch the Monday night game because it's the Monday night game, and I mean it's the Monday night game for a reason, so may as well watch it. It's got to be better than this shit. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll probably do another week in wrestling next week. So So because
you got to gear up for Survivor Series, man. Because after Survivor Series, it's the home stretch for Mania, bro.
Well, right? Yeah. No. So when we get to the next of the big four, then we're going to the stretch for Rumble and then Mania. Those come. It's weird. They have SummerSlam. Like you've got a really long lull between WrestleMania and SummerSlam. Then there's a mild lull between SummerSlam and Survivor Series, and then it's 3 in a row. You know what I mean? Like it's boom, boom, boom. Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, Mania. Like, and then SummerSlam is just kind of floating out in space. Like
that's why they call it the lull after Mania. That's why it's a lull because they don't have any big shows till then. That's why I think they should bring back Survivor Series, but that's just or not Survivor Series. They should just make King of the Ring like a real thing and actually use it and not fuck it up like they do every time, like they did this year. Even if they just have it as one of those network exclusives, like it should just be a cornerstone show, though.
Yeah, like, I mean, they could do something. Like, there's got to be something. I mean, we could talk
May,
for hours.
You know what I mean?
We could talk for hours for what they could do in like May or June to like cover the lull. Yeah, and that's the sad thing is like it's really not that big of a lull if you think about it. It's like there's one every 3 months, but like it just feels so long between Mania and SummerSlam.
It is though. It's 6 months between Mania and SummerSlam, or like 5 months.
May, June, July, August. It's 4. Mania is Mania in March or Mania is in April?
It's in March.
So the end of March though.
Yeah.
Okay, so end of March. So you've got April, May, June, July, and then August. Yeah, okay, so it's a 5-month stretch till SummerSlam.
That's a long stretch, man. That's what I'm saying. Like they should do something in like June, but whatever.
Yeah, we could talk for hours about that.
Because then when they do those random ass like 2 pay-per-views in 2 weeks of each other, it's like why are you doing? I mean, they do it during that lull, but it's like then. Like honestly, maybe what they just should do is cut one of those pay-per-views and just make like the Great American Bash like a big thing again. You know what I mean? Or like,
you could even do something like bring back like a Cyber Sunday where like everybody votes on stipulations. Like, dude,
they hate that. That's got so much heat, dude. That's got so much heat in the like that's honestly within the company they think that was one of their worst ideas ever with Cyber Sundays.
Funny because I like it when they don't rig it. Like I like it when they don't rig it.
Yeah, but see, then what do you like? Yeah, but dude, come on, you can't leave a pinnacle pay-per-view in the hands of your fans. That's a terrible idea for booking. Like, what? Like, that's awful. Like, no.
Here's the thing: in the early 2000s, I guarantee you, when it was Vince and 2 other guys with the book, I guarantee you they could make it work with no problem. It's because of how many writers they have now. It's just a nightmare for. It's a nightmare for 16 people.
Yeah, you're right.
See, why can't my wife learn from that? You utter those words so easily, and I just end up in arguments. I don't understand.
That's
I'm gonna
life,
end up
bro.
I'm gonna end up
That's
in a
life.
divorce court.
Bro. Yeah, there you go.
She's gonna watch this and just be like, I'm gonna kick your ass, and I'm like, oh
Yeah,
shit, all
yeah,
right.
yeah. You're sleeping on the couch for like the next month, bro.
Hard knock life, people. It's a hard knock life being a mark.
It
Don't be
is. It's
one.
rough.
Stick with your filthy casualism. Don't buy the network. Whatever. Vince, keep your check from my advertising.
Filthy, filthy, filthy casuals. You should feel ashamed of yourselves. What happened to you? What happened to you? Shame. For shame. You don't have the network and you call yourself a wrestling fan? Get out of here. Come on now. $10 a month? Ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Hey man, with the price of gas, $10 could almost fill up somebody's tank nowadays.
Gas is under $2 in Tennessee now.
It's $1.85 in Louisiana, and I
Yeah,
am
it's a
in a
$1.87 here. So like we're in the same boat pretty much.
yeah,
It's not that bad
yeah,
anymore, man. $10
yeah.
get me half a tank, bruh.
$10 gets me three-quarters of a tank. I drive a Honda, man.
I drive a Nissan.
The competition. See, we argue over everything. Well,
Everything, man.
guys, that's gonna do it. We rambled about Raw. We covered NXT. I'm gonna say it one more time just to make sure you all get the hint. Go watch this fucking pay-per-view.
Go watch it. It
Go
was
get the
so
network.
good. And
Go
also go
go
watch
get
the
the
new
network.
Table for Three with the Indie Darlings.
Yes, go watch the new Table for Three because Table for Three is quickly becoming my favorite show on the network.
It rules,
And
dude.
it's
The network
my second
rules. We're
favorite.
such marks, but the network rules, dude. It rules. If you do not have it, you are a dummy dum dum.
We're marks, but we cover WWE because they're the company that matters. Sorry.
Hey, preach.
When Lucha comes back, if Lucha season 2 is as good as Lucha 1, I'll cover Lucha. Like
Oh yeah.
I'm
Oh
all
yeah.
about it.
Oh yeah. And if New Japan gets on like a regular actual rotation where we're like not a year behind and we get on an actual good thing going, even if it's like just a internet thing, like I'm all in. All in. I will totally cover New Japan.
Yep. Word. So that's gonna do it, guys. NXT Takeover done. Raw from the last blur of 3 weeks done. We're Mouth of the Mark. I'm Matt. He's Dan. We're out of here. See y'all next week for a week in wrestling. Y'all have a good night.
Peace.